After I finished speaking, Afu seemed very calm. It turned its weak eyes and licked my finger. It seemed that it didn't understand, but tears kept welling up in its eyes. Human, can you please do me another favor? I heard before that there is something called chocolate, and a dog can only eat it once in its life. I want to have a taste. I nodded and got up to walk towards the nearby supermarket. As soon as I came out of the supermarket, I heard the security guard uncle's exclamation. Afu used its last bit of strength to rush into the traffic at the door. It didn't get to taste the chocolate. I buried its ashes beside its owner's grave. The average lifespan of a dog is only 10 to 13 years. Afu had been waiting all its life. This time, perhaps its owner really came to pick it up after the incident with Afu. I was sad for several days. When people are vulnerable, they are always prone to getting sick. I caught a cold at night, and the next day I had a fever and was taken to the hospital. I didn't want to tell my parents who were far away, so I had to bear it alone. While I was getting in for drip and resting with my eyes closed, suddenly I heard the nurse exclaim, "Oh, where did this cat come from? It's quite cute, but this isn't a place for you. Go out quickly, shoo, shoo." I turned my head to look and saw the orange cat dodging the nurse's attempts to drive it away. When it saw me, it meowed softly. "It's my little cat. Let it stay for a while. I'll go home with it as soon as I finish the 4 drip." I waved to the orange cat. Only then did the nurse leave. The orange cat asked me in the group, "Human, what's wrong with you? Your home wasn't open today." The cat walked a long way and sniffed for a long time before finding out that you're here. I don't know if the little cat has a concept of being sick. I just told it that I needed to rest. The orange cat jumped onto the chair, licked its paw, and then curled up and lay down. It didn't know what counted as rest, but it wanted to stay with me. After I finished the 4 drip and got home, I opened a can of food for the orange cat. I lay on the bed and fell into a deep sleep, in a half asleep and half awake state. I seemed to hear a woman's intermittent cries coming from somewhere. I thought I was having a nightmare. I didn't notice the messages sent by the Alaskan Malamute in the group at all. "Kill him. Kill him. I want to kill him. I can't bear it anymore. I have to protect my owner." The cats and dogs in the group that weren't asleep all asked one after another, but the Alaskan Malamute never replied to any of the messages. A few days later, when I finally had a good rest and was ready to reopen the store, I found out that something had happened. That Alaskan Malamute had killed someone. Just yesterday morning, while it was being walked, it viciously bit its male owner to death. How could this happen? I've seen that dog several times. It's very smart and wouldn't bite people casually. Jack sighed and said, "Maybe it's precisely because it's smart. That's why it solved the hidden danger for the female owner who had been suffering from domestic violence for a long time." I heard that after it killed someone, it didn't go anywhere. It just ran to the door and waited for the female owner to come back to take one last look at her. At this time, I found that the Alaskan Malamute's profile picture was no longer in the group chat. The last words it sent in the group were, "Thank you all for your care. I hope that after you hear about my matter, you won't be afraid and won't imitate me. I don't regret it. I protected my owner." My throat felt as if it was blocked with cotton. I asked Jack what would happen to it and if it would be euthanized. Jack said that it wasn't certain. The matter was still under investigation. It would first be sent for testing to see if it had rabies. If the dog owner was willing to bear the civil liability, there was a chance that the dog wouldn't be euthanized. In short, there was still a chance, but it depended on whether its owner was willing to make an effort. The little animals in the group are all very innocent. They don't understand why the Alaskan Malamute suddenly disappeared. They just thought that it went out to play and would come back after a while. Sometimes they would even ask me if I had seen it. I looked at the screen, not knowing how to explain. The orange cat probably sensed that I was in a bad mood. It jumped onto the table. Its paw gently rested on my hand. "Human, you can cry on the cat's broad chest." I looked at the faint plum blossom pattern on my hand. I pinched its paw twice first, and then I hugged the orange cat and rubbed against it vigorously. "Bury my face in it. Rub its paw pads. This is the real healing." On that day, my actions terrified all the pets in the group. The orange cat's cries echoed in the group for a long time. "Cheese cat. Scary. It's like mom coming back from hunting every day." Shiba Inu. Mom wouldn't treat me like this. She would just stroke my head and say, sit down, Garfield cat." Huh? Isn't this something that every little cat has to go through? My mom said that little cats are born to be petted by humans. Bulldog, you're all a bunch of useless creatures. Only when the person who cleans up my poop begs me will I let them hug me. Being addicted to petting the cat and having to take inventory at the end of the month, this caused me to go home very late after locking the store. The orange cat noticed that I was scared and offered to escort me if there's real danger. "You, a little cat, can't protect me, human. Remember, you're the cat's little follower, and the cat will always protect you." Unexpectedly, these words came true when I was passing through the community garden. I met a man wearing a mask. I had a bad feeling and ran a few steps to try to put some distance between us, but he quickly turned around and rushed towards me, pinned me to the ground, and dragged me into the bushes. The man put the tip of the knife against my neck, and I forced myself to stay calm and said that I could give him money. At this time, the orange cat let out a sharp meow. Sounds of response came from all around, high and low, then pairs of green eyes gradually approached, like ghost fires lighting up in the dark. All the little stray cats I had fed came to save me, different from their usual soft coquetry. The cats' voices were very shrill at this time, especially when more than a dozen cats howled simultaneously in the silent night. It made my hair stand on end. The man looked around nervously. The orange cat took the opportunity to launch the first attack. Then the little stray cats one by one pounced on the man and started biting him. I quickly rolled on the ground. He has a knife in his hand. "Be careful." Unfortunately, the cats couldn't understand the words I said directly. Fortunately, the little friends in the group noticed something was wrong. They all howled and ran around at home, starting to cheer for us. The lights in each house gradually turned on. The security guards quickly noticed the abnormality here. The man was eager to get away, and being bitten by the cats made him furious. I could tell that things were going badly. Orange cat. Come back quickly. But it was too late. In order to cover the other cat's retreat, the orange cat was slashed in the belly by the man with a knife and then thrown aside. Orange cat. I screamed and ran over. The blood stained the orange cat's fur red, sticking to it in clumps. The orange cat raised its little paw and patted me. The last words it said in the group were, "Human, the cat protects you." Half a month later, the animal community returned to its former peace. The group chat was also as lively as before. Cheese cat. Mom is collecting my poop again. I'll go and poop another one later. Garfield cat. Help, help! Mom fell into the water. Save, save, save. I was already used to seeing this. Sure enough, the next message was, Mom said she's taking a bath and told me not to peek through the door crack. Bulldog. The water in the person who cleans up my poops cup looks really delicious. Take a sip, take another sip, push it down, and it breaks. How dare the person who cleans up my poop spank my butt. Shiba Inu. I heard that Big Smart next door is acting in a TV drama. Teddy dog. I heard about it. It said it's playing a wolf. I looked at Jack and Big Smart who were taking a walk not far away. Little girl. Mom, look at the big dog. My dad calls me Big Smart. It's a wolf. Big dog. It's a wolf. Big dog. Woof woof woof. Jack. Silly dog. I silently carried my bag and walked through the crowd. The liveliness belonged to them, and I was about to become a person with a cat. In the hospital, the doctor looked at the orange cat's shaved belly. The orange cat shed tears silently with the circle of shame around its neck. The recovery is good. The stitches can be removed. Fortunately, this cat is fat enough, otherwise, that knife would have cut into its internal organs. I didn't comment. While the doctor was removing the stitches, I silently took out a cat treat. Meow meow meow. The orange cat grumbled while eating the cat treat. After leaving the hospital, it silently complained in the group, "Big Orange, avoid this cat treat. Although it's delicious, when I eat it, my belly itches and hurts." Cheese cat. Big Orange. Are you the new Mimi? No. The profile picture looks familiar. Bulldog. Idiot. It's the original brother Jew from AA Rat Catching Service. Shiba Inu. Huh? Why did you change your name? Big Orange. The cat picked up a wild person. She needs the cat. The cat is going to retire from the world. Meow meow meow. Human. Right? Right. I need the cat. My name is Anna. You can call me Anna from now on. Big Orange cat Anna. From then on, I was no longer a wild person without a cat. One day, I took Big Orange to bask in the sun outside. The way it turned its back and licked its fur was like a cute big chicken drumstick. It made my mouth water. It was always ready to turn around, and I was always ready to pounce on it, just as I was about to succeed. A woman's voice sounded at the door. "Excuse me, are you available to give it a bath now?" I turned my head to look. In the sunlight, an Alaskan Malamute was sitting on the ground obediently. At the same time, a ding-dong notification sound came from the Animal Community Communication Group. Alaskan Malamute. Everyone, long time no see. Some things about Big Smart. When Jack first started raising Big Smart, he really named it Kikiu, but later he found that it had too many wise behaviors, including but not limited to, when asked to shake hands, it performed a tap dance on the spot. When not allowed to pee indoors, it thought it couldn't pee at all. After falling down, it thought its lower limbs were paralyzed. It walked on 2 legs and howled. It scared Jack so much that he took it to the hospital overnight. As a result, when the examination results came out, there was nothing wrong. The doctor said that it might just be that it hurt from the fall, so it thought it was paralyzed. At this time, Jack would sigh and say, "You really are a Big Smart." After saying it many times, the husky thought its name was Big Smart. Jack thought that as it grew older, the husky would become a bit smarter. Unexpectedly, the older it grew, the more pure its breed became. He bought it a new food bowl. As a result, Big Smart fought with the food bowl while eating the dog food. Jack thought it didn't like the new bowl and changed back to the old one, unexpectedly. Big Smart also fought with the original food bowl, scolding and biting the bowl, and the dog food was scattered all over the floor. He asked a few words about what was wrong. Big Smart immediately ran over and scolded him, and even stood up and hit him with its paws, as a last resort. Jack blushed and went to Hong Sing Pet Supply store to ask Anna. After communicating for a while, Anna held back her laughter and said, "Kikiu said that it could be full before, but now it can't get enough to eat. It thinks that its food is getting less and less because the bowl is stealing it." Jack put his hand on his forehead. Is it possible that its appetite has gotten bigger again? Silly dog. He really brought this upon himself.